Okay, we're looking at drawing the roller shaft. So we see the 2D drawing that's up on Moodle. So we're just going to copy that, modeling maybe from the left-hand side over to the right-hand side just to start with. So we start with our SolidWorks environment. We go to our sketch and we pick a plane. It doesn't matter which plane you pick. I'm going to pick the right plane here to start with. And I'm going to draw my first circle, which is the back of the shaft. And we see from the drawing there, it's a diameter of 32. And that's the sketch complete. We exit sketch and we features and we extrude, and we're just extruding that. The first distance is 10 millimeters. We can update and change it as we need to anyhow. We'll go over for a second sketch. Again, on the back face of this, again a circle in the origin, any diameter, and put a smart dimension on it and make it 35. And then we're going to extrude that as well, 10 millimeters. Again, we're going to do another sketch for the next circle. This is to the spacer for the bearing. We'll see later on. It's 23 millimeter diameter. And we exit sketch again. And we go our features again and extrude. And this time it's 7 millimeters long, I think. And hit OK. And again, repeat our sketch command for the sleeve that the bearing sits on. Just diameter 20. And this is the long shaft we're doing. And it's actually 49 minus 16. It's 33 millimeters long. And the final bit of our shaft is our diameter 15 for the gear. It is 16 millimeters long. So we can quickly go through our shaft here and put in some features. So the basic feature we can put in first is chamfer. We have one chamfer at one end here. This 0.5 mil. Accept that. We have another chamfer. So underneath fillet we have chamfer. Larger chamfer at the back is 1/45. Set that to 1 and hit OK. The next feature we might look at is the O-ring groove. So we'll just save our part, might be a good idea at this stage. And I'm just going to call this 5B on my drawing. So make sure you save it as a part number. We're going to do the snap ring groove up at the front of the circlip groove, and we use that like we use some other commands. We're doing a sketch of a circle on the front face. The circle is going to be diameter 15, I think, is the diameter of this. I think I drew the other one wrong, so it's going to be 15. And that's all I do, just one circle diameter 15. This actual outside shaft was 16, so I can double click that and change the shaft back to 16. And I still have my 15 here, and what I'm doing there is I'm going to do a feature extrude cut, and I'm going to cut the groove is 1.5 millimeters. Okay, but what I do here is I'm going to flip the direction of the cut, so it cuts outside of the circle. And instead of from sketch plane, I'm going to offset it a distance of 1.5. Okay, and I'm going to flip that so it comes in the inside. And this is the detail here we see if we open up our drawing. This is the detail over in this bottom right hand corner, the groove. So there's our groove there coming in 1.5 in from the end outside face, which is the offset, and then 1.5 thick, and we cut the outside of the circle and we see the groove that we get. So that's the groove done. We'll hit save again. And the next thing we might do then is the keyway. So there's a few different ways we can do the keyway. So I might just start on this plane here, this top plane, and sketch on it. Okay, and I'm going to zoom into this corner here. And I'm going to use the slot tool. Okay, straight slot tool. And I must make sure that the straight slot tool snaps on the center. So there's my origin over here on the left, but you can see it's snapping on here. So just point to point and then third click is the radius. So roughly put it in the size, and then we can see from the drawing we're in from the outside face 6.5 millimeters, and then we're from this center, this arc to here again is 13.5, and our radius 2.5. Alright, so I'm happy enough that that's still in the center, and it just touches here, which is fine as well for the moment. We might move it when we look at our assembly. So I've that done, but it's in the middle of the part, and I obviously don't want to start cutting in the middle of the part. So we use the same technique we use for the groove for the saw clip. So we'll go features, extrude cut. I'm going to cut up the way this time. I'm going to say through all, but I don't want it starting here and going up. I'm going to offset where it starts to cut, okay? And you can check that out. I'm going to do 6 millimeters. I'm going to start with. So it doesn't start cutting, even though it's sketched here, it starts cutting 6 millimeters above that and cuts through, okay? And that's the feature I get from that. So that, if we look at the 2D drawing, it's basically our 6 millimeters we see over here. So we're offsetting 6 before we start cutting, and we're cutting the whole way through. So that's the quick model of the shaft with the keyway.